Well, hey to everyone.
Hey.
Happy Friday night.
Special guest tonight, the incomparable.
We do. We have a couple. We have, first of all, my brother Emmett, the man behind the music you all know and love from the Lenny scenes. There he is right there, sitting next to Dirk.
That's the guy. In me gaff.
Hello, everyone.
How's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
It's been a while.
TV.
On TV, yeah. Virtually.
What are you having to drink, fellas?
We're having a Chateau d'Assin. Nice little Haute Medoc.
Gorgeous.
Nice. Yeah. Did you taste it? It's nice, right?
Yes, it is actually. It's very buttery. It's very Bordeaux.
Yeah. You're off the Bordeaux mostly, though, right?
I just don't drink red wine very often anymore because it puts me to sleep. Actually, no, it gives me terrible. Yeah, it gives me terrible hangovers. Red wine. I don't know. I used to love red wine, but I just don't drink it very much anymore.
Are you you're all tequila these days, huh?
I drink pretty much only tequila and mezcal, yeah.
You see, I still have to learn about mezcal. I know nothing about mezcal.
My friend from Mexico was over the other day, and he said there's a saying in Spanish in Mexico. They say "por todo mal, mezcal," which means for everything bad, mezcal, and "por todo bien, también," which means and everything good, the same.
Love it.
Mezcal is where I am in California though. There's a lot of selection of tequila mezcal.
Yeah, you see, I don't have any of that selection here. Although I am lucky, I can get Fortaleza here in tequila, which is pretty damn good. I think it's okay, but
Fortaleza is very good. Yeah. Still made in the old style. Still made in the old method of making tequila. Most of the tequilas that you'll buy today, particularly the celebrity-owned ones, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone has their own tequila.
Right.
And
Clooney
those ones,
and Hagar, etc.
Everybody, and the Kardashians have one called 818.
Called Skank.
Which is, so they use a diffuser. It all comes from like a few different places in there. It's made in Jalisco because it has to be. But, but they use a diffuser. They use young agaves. They're not matured. They're not 12 years old. Agave requires 12 years to mature in the ground.
Right.
So, and they use this diffuser, which is like basically like a pressure cooker. And it basically it's kind of like agave vodka more than tequila. And anyway, so a lot of that stuff is, in a fancy bottle, and it's owned by whatever George Clooney, but it's not made in the old traditional way like Fortaleza is actually still, which is why it's expensive.
Yeah, it's a little bit pricier, but I can't. You've got all the selection in the world there, man. You're in the best place in the world, probably for tequila outside of Mexico. In fact, they probably export better shit up there to California than they even consume themselves. If it follows the same rules.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's actually the best quality, the best stuff, tequila and mezcal, is you won't actually find it in Mexico. Because if you're a Mexican producer, the only way you can survive, the only way you can do anything is by
exporting.
Yeah, you want to get into the American market. That's right. That's where the money is.
It's been the same forever in Scotland and the same in Bordeaux. All the good shit gets sent abroad. So, guys, I just want to get straight in here. This is an episode of iBashers. So, if you're watching on the Oisin Mali channel, you might not get what you might expect. It may not. We might, as you've already seen, we're talking about tequila and nothing to do with watches. So if it's not your bag, if you're only here to talk about watches, then maybe that's, maybe you won't enjoy this, but you might, if you want to stick around, you might enjoy the chat. We will be talking about Rolex in just a minute. I'm going to have Tim right on in just a moment as well to discuss this stuff. And then we'll get on to other hot topics. But just to warn you guys, there's already 350 in the room. If you're only here to hear about watches, you're going to hear some stuff, but then we might drift off topic willingly and often. There may also be a little bit of swearing, usually in jest, and we also get political sometimes. We've no problem with that. So if that's not your bag, please don't complain. But I will, encourage you guys to go over to the iBashers channel and subscribe there if you do enjoy the chat. Without further ado, let me get in Mr. Artem Milosevic or whatever. What is the real name?
You got an itch? Is it an itch suffix? Hi,
Thank
Timmy.
you for the invite. I was just opening up a bottle of wine.
Oh, good boy.
It's the iBashers stuff.
What is it?
I don't know. It's just something that I found.
It's Nero d'Avola. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Nero d'Avola. So from Sicily.
Yeah, Sicilian.
That's right.
Sicilian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Siciliani.
I thought I would have another 30 seconds, but
you don't. But you can open up
but
wine on the Bashers.
All right.
It's not a problem.
Well, welcome to the show, guys. Hopefully, the viewers got a bottle of something nice as well.
Yeah. Drink them
cheers.
if you got them. Cheers to you. Oh.
Cheers.
Salud.
And
Salud.
Oisin's brother.
It's Emmett O'Malley.
Hey, Tim. Nice to meet you, man.
Wow.
I mean, it's not that impressive, but I'm glad that you.
Maybe it's very impressive to him.
Yeah, maybe.
Evan lives in Los Angeles, but he's over in New York for a few days. So
jumped
in on it there with Dirk.
We've been trying to get Oisin to New York or Vegas or LA. Impossible. It's impossible to get him out of Venice.
Because the Interpol's after it, so he can't really move.
That's what it is, really. Are we going to discuss the Rolex prices? Just if anybody living under a rock or not interested in the watch world, in the past couple of days, there's been some big news, especially yesterday, where Rolex announced that they are now going to partake in the secondary market, something they poo-pooed for a long time. But now apparently it's not beneath them anymore, and they are playing the gray market game, as it were. It was a huge shock, and everyone was wondering, is this going to kill the gray market? Because why would you buy from a gray market dealer when you can buy from Rolex themselves? But it turns out, as the details leak out today, that their prices are astronomical, and it may make no sense at all. In fact, it may look like the gray market are actually going to come out on top here. All of a sudden, they're looking like they're the hot deal to be gotten, whereas they used to look, 48 hours ago, they looked like the guys ripping everyone off. Now it seems that the guys in Geneva are the ones ripping everybody off and have been the whole time. Of course, it's mainly out of Bukhara, which are the main authorized dealers in the first 6 countries they've announced it in. We can assume that it's going to spread over to Watches of Switzerland, of course, in the United Kingdom, Salvadori here in Italy, and everywhere else in the coming months. Tim, what are your thoughts?
Well, by the looks of it, it's just what Rolex did is they looked at their authorized dealers that already do servicing, and they probably just said, hey, how about we cash in a little bit by selling those little tags and the extra different card. And basically, I think that's the extent of the Rolex certified. It's just another revenue stream. If they're authorized, and I think with this, they might also lax the resale policy. Like I don't know what are the rules for a lot of ADs that sell new watches. What are the rules for them to sell used ones?
Yes.
I've spoke with one of the ADs in the city last night, and they said basically that they can sell the watches now. They can't sell them in the same section where they're selling the new ones.
Okay.
So Rolex, they already have a section where they sell new stuff, and then if they wanna then participate in used resale, they have to open up a second section in the store where it's just going to be their used watches. So that is going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because here's going to be Omega, Tudor, maybe a Zenith, and then like used Rolexes. And then if you want a new Rolex, you have to go onto the other side of the store where they got an entire section to themselves.
Something tells me that the used Rolex is still going to get priority. It's still going to be up front.
Yes.
Before Omega and Zenith and everyone else. I actually have some prices here to show everyone. I mean, I'm getting bombarded with stuff all day today.
The AD yesterday told me that basically it's up to them to price these used watches at whatever.
Oh, really?
Whatever.
Now that's okay.
Yeah.
That's breaking news, because everybody's been asking me, like, is Rolex dictating, or is it just down to them?
No.
So here we have go ahead.
Which is why AD was actually pissed, because like they're going to be made out to be looking like a bad guy. They're like, hey.
Right, greedy boy in the room.
Yeah, greedy.
So I have a question. So
this,
for example, you guys have been on this for a couple of days and you've been digesting all the info. So is Rolex the new StubHub of reselling watches? Are they going to be? So if I've got a Hulk, for example, and say Hulk's wherever it is in the market, say if it's on Chrono for 28 or 32, is that what Rolex is going to be selling it for? Are they going to be going by the current market value? It's going to fluctuate like the stock market, or are they going to? How is that going to work?
This has been the question for the past 24 hours. Are they going to undercut the gray market and therefore cut the gray market's legs off? I mean, or are they going to adhere to what would be the market price, the current market price? It seems they're coming in way over, but astronomically over. This is why I pulled up this picture. First of all, this is what you're going to get. The apparent coveted tag there, the cream tag, as opposed to a green one. A little modest pouch. I don't know why they wouldn't just give a decent box. I guess the pouch comes in this little box here. This is your new warranty, your 2-year warranty instead of a 5-year that you get with a new watch. And it comes in its own. The cream seems to be the color scheme here. But this is what's shocking everybody are these prices. This is a no-date sub.
Yeah,
Emmett, my brother, that's his favorite watch in the world, right?
Hello.
That guy's favorite watch. What are they selling that for?
This is 19,000 euros.
Oh,
no problem. No problem. I'll wire them only today.
Wow, they should get together with Taylor Swift and Rolex can sponsor her tour.
I mean, this is a Starbucks, okay? At least that's its nickname, right? We're looking at a 23.5. This is way over what even the gray market are selling for now.
Yeah.
Not a while back, but now for sure you can get one of these for 17, 18, something like that, right, Tim? And then this, of course, the famous Daytona, which Tim actually has one, a 62.5.
Wow.
I mean, have they lost their minds?
They are going to be the pariah of the watch world, because that is just so incredibly bad at form of them.
60.
That is so bad. They are gouging the gougers. My God.
So surely the gray market dealers are going to come closer to the used.
Sure, they will.
Some guy's selling a Daytona,
he's not selling it for 18.5.
No, he's not. He's gonna sell it for $1 less than they're selling it at Rolex.
It's gonna fuck everybody up in the gray market.
They'll probably undercut them by first of all, they're already undercutting them by a fair amount.
Everybody figures out what to do.
But you see, the appeal that this has is quite obvious, and that is, look, it's Rolex. There's Rolex everywhere. it's the same thing when a person walks into an Apple store. I was making this point last night on my stream by myself. It was, you go in with your iPhone into an Apple store. You want the new iPhone. You don't really know where to go if you were to sell that iPhone on the gray market, on eBay or whatever. You don't have those kind of hookups, those kind of friends. You don't have an eBay account or a seller account. And, Apple say, hey, well, look, the new phone is $1,000. We'll give you 200 off if you hand us your old one. It's a terrible deal. Awful. But you're going to take it because you're standing there in the store. It's easy. It's pain-free. They'll transfer over all your contacts for you right there. Yeah. And you don't really know of any other way. I've been dealing with that for years. People calling me saying, hey, I'm in the Apple store. They offered me a $189 for my phone that I paid $1,200 for, 6 months ago. What should I do? And I'm always like, just give it to me. I'll sell it on eBay for you. I'll get you at least $600. But they looked out in that situation. Most people don't have those kind of those channels, and I think a lot of people are going to go for this kind of thing because it's in the Rolex AD. It's got Rolex written all over. It's got the hang tag, and if they can trade in their watch, if they're going to buy it from them, because it goes in both directions. They're selling and buying now in the secondary. Maybe they'll just go for it. So though? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that the gray market, they can undercut by a few thousand, and then it's irresistible because money comes first, right? So if somebody's looking at the no date sub here, how much is this going for now, Tim? I don't mean on the motor groups. I mean, everywhere else. The no date sub. Now that we've all come off that crazy spike earlier. Yeah. Let
me check.
What's it about? 12?
I'm gonna check right now.
I think it's somewhere around 12 or 13 or something, right? So if it's 19 from then, if you can save $4,000 or $5,000 by just going down the street to a gray market dealer, and you won't get that stupid tag, but you save a lot of money. They won't have to undercut by $1 or $100 or even 1,000. It's 13. Yeah. So there you go. You're going to save $6,000 just by walking down the street.
No,
I think a lot of people are going to take that.
Let's not forget that this is the first batch of these certified pre-owned. So these are going to be a little bit more collectible than the future pieces that come out with with the certified. Like there will be people who will talk about like, hey, look, this is the first of Rolex pre-owned. They would want that. When was it certified by Rolex for the resale? These are actually going to have they're priced higher because they're the first. I think once the market calms down a little bit, they're gonna drop the prices. But the first of the first, they're always very coveted.
600 in the room. Geezer says 19 for no date sub. Delusional fantasists. That's exactly what
Agreed. They are.
Yes.
It is crazy. Dirk, do we have any super chats coming in? You want to check?
We have a ton of them, but it's it was hot topics. So
let's hit them right now while the going is good.
Okay, so I'll get from the top. Give me 1 second. The Nathaniel Hannon, of course, 99 cents super sticker. Thank you, Nathaniel.
And the Black Cat.
Black Cat. Then the next one. Remember that song? Janet Jackson, Jace. Andrew Wolkowicz. Let's have a nice, safe conversation about religion, politics, and lifestyle with alcohol added for extra enjoyment. Always, Andrew. Thank you.
Genius. This is genius.
Yeah, he's amazing. Ray sent us 20 euros with a super sticker. And thank you, Ray. As always, we love you.
Thanks, Ray.
And I think that's just the rest of them being cheapos. Okay. So you got JMB. August 12th, £2. Spooker London, sub 115,700. Wow.
Yeah, that's about 17 and a half in euros, right? In dollars, yeah.
Dana O'Malley, this one's wife, sent $4.99 because Emmett is hot.
So that super chat cost me $5.
Well, you're hot, so
it's so funny. I'm seeing how the sausage is made here. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, you got you're seeing the behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes of the behind the scenes.
Did you not know how this all goes? No. This is the real housewives of the watch world.
I have children. I don't have time for this.
Emmett actually has a life.
I have a life.
So that's a super chest. I want to know if, like, say I had like a Daytona or whatever, and I walk into Bucher in Manhattan and I sell it to them. What do I get? And then what do they flip it for? So now Rolex are the official flippers. Incredibly bad form.
Well, that's an incredibly important piece of this.
Yeah.
What their markup is, because if they have a small margin, if they're looking for a small margin on this, which is probably not true, they're Rolex, right? They're probably looking for a massive margin, although their retail prices doesn't really reflect that. But anyway, so it'll might just evolve or devolve into just the gray market selling the watches to Rolex, so Rolex could resell them to everybody else.
Why would?
Well, a lot of people are already saying that, Em.
I think
Sorry,
what Rolex might be doing here is that they might be charging like a flat fee, because they already have a Rolex certified what's it called, like repair network. They got their certified service centers.
Everyone does. Every watch brand does. All the good ones do.
Yeah. And what it looks like here is, to me, the only thing that that's different now than before is that now they're issuing the little trinkets. They're issuing the little fob. They're issuing the new box and the new card. And that's the only
for $6,000.
That's what everybody wants, is the tag.
But what that is, it's legitimacy. What that card provides is something that the gray market can't provide. It provides security. It provides legitimacy. Like it's much more. It's easier to buy a watch when it comes with these little trinkets that suggest that this is actually real watch. This is not a Franken or stolen piece.
Right.
It's a piece of mind. It's very clever. They're probably selling that kit for about $500. Like, hey, Booker, you already serviced the watch. Pay us $500 and you can have these little toys to add to your watch, and that way you can resell the already used watch. You can resell it, instead of for $2,000 extra, you can resell it for $6,000 extra. Because we added these little things, and we know that there are collectors and there's all these people who will pay more.
Meanwhile,
those trinkets and those boxes are on Noob Factory right now, or will be tomorrow. Right. They will be on the Noob Factory tomorrow.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they'll make
100%. The cream pouch, the cream hag tag, the cream box. They will have it.
Yeah. Of course they will. And we don't really have a basis of comparison right now. Now is when the going is good, because when you're a very experienced reseller, or you know a lot of watches, you pick up a fake box or a replica card, and you might feel something odd about it. You're like, yeah, there's something up with this. Let me take out a loop and take a closer look. Whereas these new ones, like, we don't know. So we're just, even with a fake one in our hands, we might think it's real. But check this out. Like, you get yourself a no-date sub off of Chrono 24, even without box and papers. Let's say it's a naked watch. Mm-hmm. And you send it to Rolex. You bring it into your local AD, send it out to Rolex for a revision, for an overhaul, a service. That's $700. They'll re-oil it, they'll clean it out, they'll give it a light polishing, and you get your 2-year warranty in your hand for $700, and your guarantee from Rolex that it's all real. So I mean, they're giving people a raw deal. Oof. No matter which way you break it down.
Oof. I brought Paul's Omega 6062 DeVille into Omega 5th Avenue, and they said for $700 they'll clean it all up. They'll give me a 2-year warranty card. They'll get me provenance and all of that stuff for $700 from Omega, from a watch that maybe it's not a 5711 or something like that, but it's a beautiful, stunning vintage black dial Omega with alpha hands. It's gorgeous. $700. I walk out with what they're selling a $19,000 sub for. That's just robbery on every level. This is gonna backfire in Rolex's face.
So here's the funny part. I mean, I'm getting messages all day today, like people going, au revoir, the gray market. Everybody hates the gray market. They just want to see the gray market go down in flames, right? And I'm just like, you know what? The gray market guys now are probably smiling and sharpening their claws and their teeth because man, oh man, Stephen Sue, I think his name is, on the watch forums on Facebook. Soon, overstock gray market dealers will be selling to ADs. Who would have thought this would happen, huh? Then another chap says, buy the seller. Bye-bye, gray market dealers. Au revoir. And I'm like, no, so much. Not so much, guys.
They're going to undercut.
This could be worse.
They're smart. They're going to... All the big players are going to undercut Rolex, and they'll probably get those cream hag tags and all that shit from Japan or China or wherever, stick them in the freaking box. Guess what? You got it too. The only thing they won't be able to do is give them the official 2-year service warranty.
They could give their own warranty.
They could give their own warranty.
Yeah. Or they could send it. They could send it off to Rolex themselves. It takes 2 months now. That's the only problem. It takes a while, but they can send it off themselves and get that card. It's not cream, but it's another card, and they have a full Rolex warranty. I did it with this watch, the 1993 gold sub. This thing came without box or papers or anything. 1993.
Did they give you a green pouch for it as well?
Yeah, they gave me the green pouch, a little booklet, and a new card with a 2-year warranty.
Provenance, so you're good to go.
Good to go, and it looks new. They did the whole thing.
But don't you want the cream one? Don't you want the cream one?
So stupid that anybody wants the cream one. I mean,
everybody, because it's new. It's new.
Well, you're suckers. There's a sucker born every minute. P.T. Barnum. Boom.
Collectible. You don't understand, Dirk. You don't get it.
Oh, I get it.
All these guys, they want the new cream.
Dude, never underestimate the stupidity of the general public. I totally get it.
A lot of people are going to fall. A lot of people are going to fall for it regardless. Lots of people buying these watches don't watch our channels. They're not in the loop. They're not aficionados. They just like their shiny, beautiful Rolex, and they don't.
Their wife buys them for their anniversary,
right? And they'll never know any better, and they'll just get ripped off, and that'll be that, which will drive market prices up.
This just reminds me of when, I've always had a problem with, concert resellers, StubHub, and all those Ticket Monster, whatever the fuck it's called. Now that's legal scalping. I don't know why it's legal. I don't know how it is, but for example, my example has always been, if I'm Bono and I'm playing Madison Square Garden and I've got my maximum tickets at $450, which is still a lot, but costs a lot to put together a tour like that. So, $450. Then StubHub buys the bulk of all the great seats and they're selling them $4, $5, $6, $7. Bono is not getting a cut. They're just not getting. The band is not getting a cut from that. But now they're going to want to demand it if this is going to be a precedent for aftermarket sales, because technically that's always been illegal to sell concert tickets afterwards. Now it's not. So what's to stop? Well, Taylor Swift, as we know, the model was that she chose dynamic pricing, which is like what you get when you buy an airline ticket. Right. Rolex is now just throwing down the gauntlet here to see how far they can go.
Taylor Swift, by the way, some of the highest ticket prices. Did you see them? 76 grand.
I saw them. It was outrageous. Outrageous. And she was in on the whole thing.
How did it? She was in on it?
No, she was. Oh, the paperwork's out. They've released the paperwork. She chose dynamic pricing.
Well, yeah, but
because she knew, she's like, what will the market fetch
how
me?
Dynamic it's going to be.
But she has no choice. She has no choice. It's Ticketmaster's fault. Ticketmaster and Live Nation were merged. They're
it's a total monopoly.
So we monopolize a market. I mean, Taylor Swift can't sell tickets unless she sells them with Ticketmaster.
Well, doesn't Pearl Jam and those Warriors, they don't use
they tried to fight them a few years ago.
And so Pearl Jam uses Ticketmaster?
I'm not sure exactly what the outcome of that was, but needless to say, Ticketmaster are victorious. We're victorious.
Why can't we just set up a truck and call it Joe's Ticketing, or Dirk and Emmett's ticket truck, and we work with artists and we sell the tickets on our own website, and fuck them? Why can't we do that? What's the reason why we can't do that?
I mean, where there is money, there is power, and where there is power, you'll get thrown in jail. What do you want me to say?
Well, how can we get thrown in jail?
You'd probably be entering a whole other cartel right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'd probably get murdered. Yeah.
Your kneecaps.
So I think Rolex is just doing this right now just to see how far they can go, and they're the backlash is obviously huge. This is a terrible thing maybe it's great for all the big gray market dealers. Maybe go to Joma Shop right now and go look to see what what they're selling a no date sub for and how much. Maybe we
This
should do
has
that.
just created basically another tier of a used watch, because in used watches there's all these tiers, right? Like
Sure.
no box, no papers, naked watch, unpolished. Then they go, okay, this one has box but no papers. Then there's one box and papers. Then there's one box papers unworn. Then the one box papers not even looked. Nobody even looked at
new
the
old
watch.
stock. all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. New old stock. Yeah.
That's the one everybody wants in a new
Yeah,
old
yeah.
stock.
So now there's just going to be another tier somewhere in the hierarchy, the one that comes with Rolex service with the cream tags.
People are asking me about my cigar, why it's all bent looking. It's part of a triplet that are all wrapped around one another, guys. It's called the Culebra by Partagas, very famous.
You're not supposed to drink, smoke. All
I was
three at the
supposed to
same
smoke this with you, Emmett, when last time you were here, but we never got around to it.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're doing it now.
We did smoke some cigars though last time.
We did. We had some stogies together, but this was the triple thing together. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You pull them apart, you break this little seal thing. Anyway, I got desperate the other night and I broke it open and I smoked 2 of them. So now I have 1 remaining. So that explains why it's all messy. Guys, it tastes good nonetheless. Don't you worry. 670 in the room. How's everybody doing? What's everybody drinking? What is everybody think?
wearing?
What do you got on the wrists?
Chanel number 5.
What are you wearing tonight, Emmett? Are you wearing your tag?
Looks like Explorer too.
The only watch I own. Well, it's actually not the only watch I own, but it is my pride and joy that my wife bought me. I can't do that.
Looks like Explorer too.
It's a tag. It's a tag. A tag Oyer Technique Avant-Garde.
He's up there with you, man, with his wrist. I tried his watch on. It was in
Aqua Racer or whatever.
Yeah, it's a 40 mil or 41 mil Aqua Racer. Yeah,
it's not 40. No, it's like 38.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Let's see.
Is it quartz or is it automatic?
I think it's quartz.
It's quartz. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a sentimental watch, Tim.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
Smaller.
They got that
Tag
watch.
Heuer is a proper watch. Tag Heuer, I mean, it's waterproof. It's
the tag is. Yeah.
When my wife bought this for me, she may as well. This was the equivalent at the time of her buying a $60,000 Daytona.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all relative, right?
It was like the gift of the Magi.
It's not a luxury watch, but it's a luxury for me.
Oh no, it's luxury. It's
nice.
It's a proper luxury. Yeah.
Nothing can beat
better time than all of our watches.
It also
You know
tells the time.
At least it's not a brick watch that Dave Portnoy just released. Ah,
I can't believe you know who that is. I watch his pizza reviews all the time. He's a total tool bag, but
wow.
Oh,
The
Barstool Sports.
watches he put
Yeah.
out, it's just
I mean,
one bite, everybody knows the rules.
don't be careful what you say about Dave. He's got a lot of fanboys.
I don't care. I mean, I watch him every day too.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, he's a
kind of an
super
idiot.
tool, but I watch him. I'm addicted to his pizza
like,
reviews.
He's like the unanointed king of the maniverse.
Is he?
One of them, anyway. Yeah.
He's
Guys
from
love-
Boston. What the fuck would that guy know about pizza? No
What's that
offense.
good? Sorry, no. Sorry, I'm not going to go off in Boston.
I will. Pizza. They don't have good pizza.
No, they don't have good pizza. But I live in
Personally-
LA. I can't talk about pizza either.
Dirk, what have you gotten in the wrist?
I'm wearing my Speedy Reduced as always. Yeah,
There she
glittery.
is.
I'm not
Let's-
wearing the
let's-
moon watch anymore.
Let's have a look at her.
Yeah, she's glittery and beautiful.
Stick her up there. Oh, you're doing an arch. That's an Archie wristwatch. Check.
How should I have done it this way?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I would normally, but I'm all the way to the side tonight because to fit me.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
squozed in here.
Yeah.
Glittery.
What about yourself, Tim?
Beautiful.
I've got my Speedy
Oh,
one on
yeah.
the rubber strap.
On the
This is
rubber.
a new edition, official Omega rubber strap.
That's
Absolutely.
Sapphire Sandwich, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sandwich, and the rubber strap. It's got these craters on the back.
Beautiful
So
for-
fucking
for-
cool.
Yeah. Omega does
Strap
that right.
amazing.
They do. Omega does oyster flex right.
Yeah, exactly. This is a proper oyster flex.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's a great rubber strap.
I'm
Good
doing
stuff.
Sea Dweller. Big beast.
Nice.
Monster.
Big monster beast.
You could wear a sea dweller.
Emma could definitely rock a Sea Dweller.
He's got a monster wrist on him. I couldn't believe it.
All those Somalis have. My older brother, Aaron.
Aaron's
Also-
the beefiest of you all.
He has a big. Well, of course, he's
a
a drummer,
beefy,
and
yeah.
you know. But yeah, it turns out we all have big wrists. Yeah.
Yes, big wrists. You know what they say? Big
Big
wrists,
gloves.
big watch.
JC Huggy, $9.99. Won't the high Rolex CPO prices help preserve everyone's Rolex investment pieces? If they came in under MSRP, it would have killed the prices of a lot of watches. No,
Yes.
love you guys.
It would have killed a lot. It would have killed a lot. And the question has been in the air a lot now in the watch community lately about, how much your watch is an investment, how much money you have parked away in your watch collection and so on. Yeah, that would have been a cancer. So I guess from that point of view, yeah, it's probably all right.
LB, $9.99. Should we rush to buy? I'm seeing a naked no date sub on Tourneau for 10,005. You should grab that naked no date sub for 10.5. Last week you should have.
Yeah, and like as long as you have a good idea that it's okay, that it came from a good place and all of that.
Tourneau, which is Bucharest.
Yeah, right. Well, then you can just hand it in again or send it off to Rolex Service Center. Right, they're not certified pre-owned. You could bring it into the Rolex Service Center, hand it in. It'll take a couple of months, but you'll get it back, fully lubed up and all of that stuff, and you get your 2-year warranty for $700. Well, it's a no-brainer.
Al, if you're in New York, Tourneau, which is now officially been changed to Bucharest, that is 2 blocks away. You can go over to the Rolex Service Center. It's just 2 blocks from Tourneau.
On 57th Street?
Yeah, it's right there. So you're a Tourneau guy. That's where you go and get yours.
That's where I'd always bring this car.
So
really?
Yeah. I always brought it there.
That's where you guys bought it, right?
You want to hear something funny? I've never been in there. I've never been in Tourneau. I got into watches just as I left New York.
It's so nice. You go downstairs to the service center, they make you coffee. It's beautiful. Yeah, the guys back there. Yeah, it's great.
It's like going to Armani or
you get it back, and it's just like bling.
Oh, they do it right away for you.
Well, no, you have to come back the next day, or it depends on what you're getting done. Well, all right. But yeah, I've brought it in there a few times for, cleaning, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I'm so proud of my bro here talking watches with all the watches. Look at him keeping up to speed. Look at that. Fucking great.
You go into the Omega store on 5th Avenue and they offer you champagne.
If anybody has any questions for my bro about, I don't know, whatever, like he made all the music. If you know the Lenny tracks from my channel, all that hard rock comes in. That's all made from scratch. The drums, the bass, the guitar, the riffs, the whole composition, everything is made by Emmett, and he sends me the tracks, and they're just fucking pounding, and they're perfect every time. And I just lash them into the episode. It's a perfect background for Lenny.
Nathaniel Hannon for $4.99 says Rolex had to overshoot great prices to preserve the long-term value proposition, keeping up appearances. Yeah, well.
Yeah, I guess it all makes sense. Yes.
It's not going to wash in the long run, though. People are going to it's going to be a rebellion.
No, you know what this also does? It keeps the prices on the gray market of Rolex pieces. It keeps the prices up.
Well, they were panicking, right? Because the bubble burst, and they were like, never thought that was ever going to really happen, and it did.
Yeah,
so.
It didn't.
It didn't, but it it deflated.
If you're talking about April and March of 2022 was a bubble, yes, that bubble burst, but the big bubble did not burst.
No,
a separate bubble grew out of the bigger bubble. Yeah. That one burst.
Yeah. I don't know. We're assuming that Rolex are a bunch of geniuses who sat around and calculated this for months before. I mean, it's not necessarily true. A lot of companies are just do stupid shit for profit. A lot of them do. They just see what they can get, and that's it. This may not have been that long thought out process for them. They're probably like, the gray market watches our ATs are telling us that they're losing business to these guys, blah 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 blah, and they're like, let's do that then, and let's just charge whatever we want. We can get whatever we want for a Daytona.
I don't think it took a bunch of meetings. I think you're right. I think it was this is reactionary.
We assume that
they did make tags though in cream.
Yeah, I mean that was some marketing meeting one afternoon.
It's Spagliato with Prosecco.
Yeah, so.
You'll never get over that. You'll never get over that. No, you'd be surprised, Emmett. Like here in the watch community, we all kind of, I guess, it's great to hear that outside perspective, because we as watch nerds, you might call us, we all assume that Rolex has, a crystal ball. They have it's like Minority Report. They have 4 naked girls in a tub all connected with wires who can see the future.
Yeah,
like we all marvel at their ability to manipulate the market, control their stock, and all of that, and kind of leave us all chasing them like the Pied Piper. You'd be shocked like how it is. So even just hearing you coming in from the outside, the precogs, the precogs,
yeah. I like how they came out like lottery numbers. I like how the predictions came out on the balls like it was you're winning the lottery.
Benzo 199, thanks so much, Benzo. I assume this is for Emmett. What was it like growing up with Oisin? Oh, here we go. Shut up.
That's
look, put it to you this way. I'm in Venice. He's in California. He's in Los Angeles. We're on opposite sides of the planet. If that doesn't tell you something.
It's great. He's a great guy. No, what was
they
it like?
didn't just grow up together. They were in a band together for 25 years.
We still work together, in some capacity. What was it like?
He was nice to cats.
How long do we have? He's nice to cats, yeah.
That's enough for me. When I hear someone's kind to animals, that's it for me. If you're kind to animals. If you're unkind to animals, I do not want to know you.
Except when I get them drunk at Christmas. That happened a couple of times.
That did. We gave the cat some chocolate or something, and he barfed.
We gave chocolate to one of the dogs, and he barfed it up.
Thank God.
And he was fine. He just barfed it up.
Yeah.
But there was one time that we had those little Guinness.
Jesus! Yeah, back in the day when you had a can of Guinness, in order to emulate the nitro of a tap, you had a little injector. You'd pour the Guinness out into a glass.
This is before the nitro.
This is before the widget.
The widget,
from the cans. That's a genius invention. And you would you'd pour it in, and then you'd get this syringe, which essentially is a plastic syringe, and you'd pump air into it to make the carbonation.
Make it surge. It would make it surge, right?
Exactly. So Oisin took one of these
because I was a
plastic
psychopath
and filled it up with Guinness instead of pumping it in. Filled it up and got the cat squirted it into his mouth. It's so funny that I hadn't thought about that since.
I think we had a couple of cats and a few dogs. We always had a few animals around the house.
Yeah, it was a menagerie.
And it was my idea of fun. It's like, here, give this to the cat. The cat, he walked around, I remember, and then just he stared at the TV for a while. He was tripping, and then he went to sleep. He slept it off. The sleep of 1,000 sleeps. He loved it.
You know what?
I tell myself that.
Benzo, the short answer to your question would be mischievous.
Shocking.
Mischievous.
Shocking.
They're gonna work. They're gonna love that now. They're gonna milk the shit out of what you just said, but that's okay. It's my fault. Jay Huggy, $4.99. Thanks so much. I think they wanted a piece of the gray market pie. Of course, yeah. That's exactly.
That's it in a basket. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, how could they not? They're like, we make these. People are selling them for 10, 12 times over retail. More. Why
Dirk Diggler's in here. Look at this.
He's been in here.
What O'Malley want a fight between the two of you? My money's on Oisin's brother. Well, if you're talking about an intellectual fight, he would definitely win. But I was always more burly, so if it came down to fists, I think there was no fisting.
If it came down to fisting.
There you go. Quote of the evening.
Wrong suffix.
If it came down. The answer to that question, it's an ongoing, like some boxers are the champion and then they get beaten and then they come back. It's just an ongoing thing.
Then you did Aikido.
I won some fights.
You won some.
You've had physical. Sure. You've had fisticuffs.
We were beating the crap out of each other from an
My
early
brother
age.
and I have had a weird adversarial relationship our whole lives, but we've never once gotten physical with him.
Mind you, Emmett could probably take me out in. We never. It never happened in later in life.
He's
it was
got
all
that
teenager
dead stare,
shit.
though, when he's in a bad mood.
He's got the dead stare, but he also has
Aikido.
He has Aikido. I never did Aikido. So he'd probably like I'd lunge at him and he'd probably just step out of the way and I'd fall on my arse and he'd laugh, you know.
Yeah,
that's why
what
keto
Aikido
is.
Would you
That's what
laugh
Aikido is.
if he fell on his arse?
I probably would laugh if he fell on his arse.
Ha ha.
No one would get more joy out of it. BB, $5. This is simply a low cost, low effort move by Rolex to appease the ADs who've been clamoring for new stock but have been boxed out of the gray market. I see. Yeah. I mean, look, it is a kind of a watershed moment, but I think it's kind of backfired. It's gone in the weirdest possible way. Look, Dirk Diggler now, he's gonna, I'll see for the next 2 years, Dirk Diggler is going to be saying fisting. That's, you know, my fluff, my slip up there.
Fisting.
Fisting. This is in the round. Hey, Dis. Shalom. Dis. How are you, my friend? BB Netanyahu. What's that going to Are you guys having a chat behind our back here about something else?
I haven't been watching because I'm preoccupied because I have a guest. I've been enjoying the fun. I haven't been scanning the sidebar.
Okay, fair enough. Great to have you in the room.
He's not invited to this show. That's all I have to say.
With BB Netanyahu or Dis?
BB Netanyahu.
Okay, well, Dis is, of course.
Dis is, of course, he is. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
With this move, guys, at least they gave some of these Rolex ADs something to do. While they're waiting for new watches to come in, they can go on Moda and WhatsApp groups and start buying up cheaper watches and getting them officially certified.
On a side note, Tim, Ron the Shrink is in the chat asking for a wrench. I mean, he's out, right? He's part of our history, right?
He's not.
He is gone.
He went crazy. He banned. Yeah, he's not trusted with the wrench. I mean, he went out. He went completely nuts. Banned. Yeah,
he went postal on you one evening. Yeah, so
he's out. He was adminning your shit, and then he went.
He had a wrench. He had a wrench, so he had the power.
He had a wrench in my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly he just went rogue one night.
He went rogue.
Just started blocking every single person in the chat, and I was
he's gone.
Yeah.
Ron, what's the matter? What are you doing, Ron? Don't do that.
What's Dana laughing at? By the way, guys, we had Dana as a guest on fisting, as a guest on iBashers a couple of times a few months back. Dana is married to my brother, so now you're seeing the other half.
It's very
just to give you some background there.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
So we are going to move off subject here, guys. I want to repeat to the audience watching on the Oisin O'Malley channel.
Yeah,
we are now going to. This is actually an episode of the iBashers. We did talk about watches now for the past 50 minutes or so, and we've exhausted that subject maybe. But we're going to move on to other stuff that is not watch related. If it's not your bag, please don't complain. Please don't say, "I just want to talk about watches." Right?
Try it. You like
talk
it.
About used watches. Certified pre-owned
Rolex Vacheron.
So let's move over to Balenciaga. They're getting the heat at the moment. Tim, I know you have a live stream coming up. You can hang on as long as you want, man.
Do you want to talk about S&M children?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that they did there.
They thought that they were Madonna with the sex book, and they were being provocative. And we live in way too sensitive a universe for everyone to say that's child pornography. As far as I could tell, there were no naked children there.
Right?
I mean, what the hell? It's just like they put S&M gear on a teddy bear.
Yes.
Who cares? Next.
Yeah, but what does the teddy bear community have to say about that?
Exactly. That's more important.
What about the bear community?
They're an underrepresented.
Bear community is too.
The bear community was like
wearing fake Daytonas. Oh,
that's just like see somebody from like CBS News asking the bear community.
Yes,
I'm going to some
going to what is it? Where do they go? Palm Springs, because that's where all the bears are. Are you going to pull up the actual ad?
No, there might be. It might be in here. Yeah, they've got just little Twitter retweets of it there. But just to bring everybody up to speed, so Balenciaga have been really walking that line of art meets fashion meets controversy. Recently, they had that catwalk thing with everybody in mud, carrying trash bags and wearing very dark clothes and all that, and everybody thought, "What the fuck is this?" This is It's getting really weird here, guys.
Fashion has always been provocative, and all the great designers throughout time, be it Givenchy, through Oscar de la Renta, to Armani, to Tom Ford, to all the Falconetti, all the big ones, they've all done something controversial. This, because we live in such a tweaked, weird era where everyone's looking to point fingers and say, "Oh, my protected group is upset." This was just bears with like S&M harnesses on. I looked at it and I was like, okay. You know what? They just shouldn't have had. There was one scene with a girl with a bear with a harness on. So Paddington, it's not. It's some kind of. I mean, they're making a much bigger deal out of what it's worth.
Is that all it was? Was just teddy bears with
like S&M?
I'll pull the pictures up right now. Hang on.
Pull it up, machine. Pull it up.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Pull it up.
Where the bears underage? The teddy bears underage.
The teddy bears, you know.
I love the level of cynicism already in the room about this.
Yeah. Where the teddy bears?
The teddy bears did not give consent.
They did not give consent. No.
No means no.
So there you go.
Okay, here we are.
And then Kim Kardashian severed her ties with Balenciaga.
For that reason.
No, she didn't do it yet. She's on the fence.
She's famous for stuffing black dick in her mouth. So hey.
Right. Exactly.
She's got great morals.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, the children are in the photos. I see.
Yeah.
So the children are holding the teddy bears who are wearing BDSM.
But are they wearing BDSM? Maybe they're just wearing Judas Priest gear. Maybe they're just metal fans.
Yeah. Maybe they're into just hard metal from the 80s.
Can we blow that up to see what those? I don't see whips and crops and cat o' nine tails. I don't see.
Well. Someone had a very sharp eye and zoomed in on one of the photos where there's an article open on a page. Now I clicked on that link and it's gone elsewhere. This is why StreamYard freaks me out. Anyway, the article is something to do with laws against pedophilia or something. This is part of the protest going on here. Children are not sexual. Now, the whole thing has been compounded by our favorite person in the world, Yay.
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 Who's our favorite person? I have so many favorites.
He's talking about Yay.
Kanye.
Can I call him Kanye? Can I still call him Kanye?
I call him Yee. Fuck off, Yee.
Yay.
Is it Yay?
Yay.
I don't know, Kanye.
I think he's a bucket of shit.
He's a mentally ill man who refuses to take his medications.
Yeah, that's probably
right. Pretty much. And he's been saying that, that she's been sexualizing their children and using them in ads and so on. And now he's gone full fucking conspiracy theory now. And he's saying that he likes Hitler and he wore a fucking swastika yesterday and stuff. And he's all about.
Did he wear a swastika yesterday?
He went on, what's his face? Alex Jones, thank you.
Wow!
For the first time in history, Alex Jones was the sane man in the room. Alex Jones, he was the man putting the voice of reason in the room was Alex Jones. Can you believe that? This is a man who told us all that Hillary Clinton was making the frogs gay.
Well, Alex Jones is a performer. Alex Jones is a performer. Where Kanye West it needs help.
Yeah, we've said this for how many years have we talked about Kanye West he's a mentally ill person that is not being taken seriously and is not prescribed the drugs or whatever.
No, he's prescribed them. He just refuses to. I mean, listen, whatever. We can solve with it.
I don't give a shit because I think he's crap anyway, and I don't care. But I just think people are using this guy for so many different platforms. And now, they're calling him Adolf Hitler and all that shit. And it's just so stupid.
So it's been compounded by that. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, he's also and always has been at heart a desperate attention seeker.
Correct.
So adds that into the mix, and you have a guy who wears swastika or whatever.
He's wearing a swastika.
Who married? Yeah, he wore a swastika inside a Star of David. Like he's getting all clustered up there. He's conflating everything.
He's bringing the Nazis and the Jews together because he's the guy that did do that.
Yeah, because he's our Lord and Savior.
Yeah, he should go to the Simon Wiesenthal Center with that on.
There's no value to it.
There's no value to what he does.
Well, he married maybe the biggest attention seeker of all time, and now it's kind of a duel between the two of them. I think that might be one of the reasons she's not stepping down so fast. I mean, she only cares about money and attention anyway. I'm not implying that she has any sort of
scruples,
yeah. But this is really interesting to me. At first, when I saw the pictures and I heard about the scandal, I was like, oh, well, that's gross. Yeah, okay, what the hell are they doing? Balenciaga trying to drum up scandal. Then I looked into the artist. Now, there are two guys on the slab for this. One is the creative director who has apologized, but he's not the artist. The artist they hired is a guy called Mikhail Borman, or as Tucker Carlson would say, Michael Borman. And it's the guy's been controversial. He's a strange artist. He's really out there. This is the problem with art. Now, the more I've been reading about this guy, the more I'm discovering that these pictures might actually be a protest against the use of children being used, against the TikTok generation of 15-year-old girls waving their ass in their own iPhone for clicks, against all of that kind of stuff, and exposing the reality of this kind of thing. But unfortunately, I think it broke on Twitter, and it was picked up by two of our favorite organizations. One was Fox News and the other one was the New York Post. Tucker Carlson has been spearheading this attack on Balenciaga because it's stuff that he just doesn't understand. You know, these folks, when they look at art, they look at modern art and they just think, oh, that's bullshit. I could paint that myself. My dog could paint that. You're a bit like that, Dirk.
Oh, I am totally like that. Could you do me a favor? Could you send Dana a link? She wants to get in on this.
Dana wants to come in on it. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we have 3 time zones.
She just said so in the chats. She goes, okay. God, I wish I were on this episode. Ooh. Well, guess what? You're welcome, darling.
If you want to come in, Dana, there is the link in the chat. You can click right on that.
Yeah. And
come right in on the conversation. We'd love to hear what
you think. I just am not, Tucker Carlson, but does everybody know that he's the heir to the Swanson fortune, the Swanson meal fortune?
Yes.
He is the heir. This guy is so rich. He's got nothing to worry about. So
actual trust fund baby.
He's a trust fund baby. Swanson, Hungry Man, the pot pies, the crap fuel that fueled America's bad habits for the last 50 years.
Crazy.
He's the heir to that, and a spectacular fella.
We just love it.
He says some pretty ridiculous things on the regular.
Yeah, he does it. He just does it to be.
He's another performer.
He's another performer, because that's not real. Because I know a guy that knows Sean Hannity, by the way, the best tipper in the world, and sits and talks about how it's just because it's a circus. It's a circus. It's a circus.
Sean Hannity like to watch the world burn in his.
I don't know that he is. I don't know.
Balenciaga, we would like to address the controversy surrounding our recent ad campaigns. We strongly condemn child abuse. Mm-hmm. This is what you have to do when there's they can't double down and say, you know what, this is art and he's making a statement and you've missed the point. Once this kind of shit happens, I remember seeing a TED talk, with one of these people who's an expert on damage control. When somebody gets manhandled on an airline and it's unfair and everybody videos it and then it's a scandal, United Airlines have to issue an apology, and they're experts on it, and they say, listen, it doesn't matter if the airline is in the right and the guy is a fucking lunatic. You have to just apologize.
I think we need to stop being apologists. That whole thing's got to stop. Apologizing for what? Even when you're right, you're wrong. It's so ridiculous.
It was never our intent to include it in our narrative. The 2 separate ad campaigns in question reflect a series of grievous errors for which Balenciaga takes responsibility. Now, they definitely hired one of these people, because that's exactly what you've got to do. You have to step back. It doesn't matter if the guy was actually trying to tell the world, stop it with showing youth, exploiting youth in a sexual manner. Stop with the TikTok. Stop with the blah, blah, blah. Whatever he was trying to do. He's also a weird arty type. Like the guy himself has not made a statement yet, which I think is just sick. It's like this guy is sitting back. He's Belgian. He's sitting back and he's probably laughing at society. And, going back through his work, his art, you can see that he has this fascination with humanity and with fashion. He's a bit of an anti-fashion person. It's quite a ballsy thing for these people to even take him on. But it's one thing that a lot of fashionistas do, or fashion houses they do. They step out of just the regular, J.C. Penney style photos of, people laughing in the park, walking a dog or whatever, and they step into the creative and the artistic and the controversial. Now, there's one thing that came to mind, and that was the Benetton ads. Do you remember those back in the 90s? What? Why are you laughing?
Emmett just reached over to my mouse and clicked on "Sorry for all the apologists" because he wanted me to see. Because I was listening to you, and he wanted me to see that. Sorry for all the apologists.
The comment.
It's the best comment of the century.
Okay, cool. It wins the day.
Wins. Sorry for all the apologists. I was totally not looking at that. I always look at the sidebar on all the shows, but because Emmett's here and we're, I'm not watching it at all. But he saw it, and I saw his hand creep over and hit my mouse and just do that.
Saboteur.
That's so good.
Kleiner Hahn, $20. Thanks so much, man. Can't wait to catch up on the replay. Shout out to you, gents. Mr. O'Malley, please have a spritz on me.
Thank you. I will. Thank you, Kleiner. Thank you.
I have spritz. You want a spritz?
He missed that detail. The man sitting to Dirk's right, our left, is my brother, my younger brother, by, what was it, 18
3 years,
months?
Right? No, a year and a half. 18 months.
Oh, it's 18 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Proper
73, 75.
73 and 75,
yeah. In fact, hearing your voice, Emmett, I could almost just shut up here because, we have it's true, we do have very similar voices. It's freaking me out.
Close your eyes, everybody.
No, you have way more. You have way more lilt.
Jupiter.
Right, I could do.
Swatch.
Can't actually tell.
Have you ever looked at the moon and thought, this looks like a watch?
I'll never live this down ever. I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
Oh
shit.
I'm done.
That was good though.
Yes.
Venus. Venus.
So anyway.
I don't ever think you guys sound like at all. I guess you could if you wanted to.
People used to say that years ago, like on the phone, that we sound like the same person.
I am.
The timbre is the same, but you definitely got two different.
The cynicism level, maybe.
Cynicism levels. Well, I mean, that's the beautiful O'Malley brand.
So
all have.
We sound the same on the phone. So that's why I was getting all the calls from Mrs. Wilson down the road. when are you coming back?
Right.
Sorry. What? Who? What?
Don't you see that there's a car in me driving?
Yeah. But you promised last Tuesday.
Right, me pipes need fixing. Aren't you the O'Malley boy?
Design Atelier, greetings from Aruba. Great to see you in here, man.
Hey, Design Atelier, you're a genius.
Aruba. Never been to Aruba.
You've never been to Aruba?
I've been everywhere else, but never been to Aruba.
I've been to Aruba too many times when I was a kid.
Too many times.
We used to go there a lot because of my dad. And we wound up going to Bonaire and Curacao.
Wow.
Yeah.
Enrique was invited to Aruba that time. Do you remember? But he turned it down.
At the Divvy Beach Hotel?
I don't remember.
There's no arena there.
No, he was invited down because that promoter guy I know, he had $250,000 to spend, and he wanted Enrique just to show up at the Aruba International Film Festival. Oh. And he knew that Emmett played with Enrique. And he's like, is there any way you can connect? And I remember reaching out to Emmett, and he's like, I don't know, I'll put you in connect with the right people. And they turned it down. I think it wasn't
another zero.
That's not enough money for him.
Yeah, you put another zero.
Isn't that funny though? Isn't that amazing? Because I love you, you know that. We're great friends. But like, you're a fucking incredible musician, guitar player, and that guy's, talent free. Mm-hmm. And amazing that you could be that cocky. Like to be like, nah, it's not good enough for me. You're so lucky you won the lottery.
What he wanted, my friend wanted, he said, even a broken down thing, just to show his face really and sing a couple of songs. He said, if you can come down with your brother and play guitar and something on bongos, it doesn't need to be the whole show. I just need the guy to show up because I need a celebrity appearance.
Well, I've done a lot of those things.
Yeah, he did those, right? Sweet 16s.
But I guess I don't know. I can't.
That's
really,
not a lot of money, man.
I don't. I didn't speak to him about it, so I have no idea what the reason was.
It could have not even been him. It could have been his team.
Who knows? Who knows?
I was looking. I came across as a side note. I came across a thing on YouTube today of like the richest singers, and it kind of does a big graph like this.
I bet you we can name the top 5 singers of all time.
I'd be surprised if you.
I'll get it. Paul's number 1.
He was not in the list, so leave him out.
He's definitely the top.
Okay, well, he was not. You know who was on
the catalog?
I'll get. Well, he doesn't own the catalog. There's that too. But you know, the list was going up from people who are worth 10 million, 15 million, 30 million, so on. Kate, by the way, Kate Bush, she's 42 million. Apparently, that's her
net worth.
Enrique
60 for a while. So
Enrique is 100 million, and all I could think of was that's official. He's probably worth about double that. You know, off the books. That's all I could think. But you know who's the richest singer according to that poll?
Wait. Who was the publication?
I don't know. It's some site that does. It's probably bullshit. It's probably loose information. I just thought it was interesting, nonetheless, even if they got it slightly wrong. Rihanna.
Yeah,
she's got a lot of money.
$1.4 billion.
Is she that rich because of her fashion?
The fashion, Fenty. It's the bulk of her money.
Would be number 1.
Yeah, Jay-Z probably Fenty is her.
Fenty, because that's her last name.
Her fashion line.
She has a huge makeup and fashion line.
Massive. Yeah.
Massive cosmetics. Massive.
Wow.
Fenty.
Which
rhymes with Fendi, by the way.
Right.
It's very like Fendi. It's a little bit.
That's what I thought he said.
I'm surprised they didn't sue her.
I mean,
F-E-N-T.
It's her last name, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the way she got around it. Isn't Paul worth like $1.8 billion?
I have no idea. He was not on the list.
Wow, that's weird. Jay-Z's worth a lot of money because
he was in there, and so was Beyonce. They're big players. I mean, they have so much money; it's crazy. And there was a ton of like Indian Bollywood singers and stuff.
Sure,
shitloads of money, and a lot of the country singers, like Dolly.
Shania and Dolly.
Shania, huge.
Shania lives in a fortress in Switzerland.
Not anymore.
Yeah, but she's the highest selling country artist in history.
Oh, I imagine, yeah.
In history, she sold like 300 million. She sold like Queen Bee Gees numbers.
Yeah.
She was worth. I believe she was worth 300 million, and she recently showed up at Adele's new show in Vegas, which is apparently mesmerizing. Sure. And Adele is 220, 230, something.
She made that quick, right?
She made it before she
made
30.
that money pretty quick.
Yeah, by the time she was 27. Yeah.
Well, now she has a Vegas residency now. She's going to be worth twice that in a few months.
Right. Yeah.
And it all started with Celine, right? She was the first.
Celine was very high on the thing. Yes. Yeah.
Who was first? Her or Cher?
Cher was higher.
Oh, sorry. He's on with the net worth.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I understand what you mean. Who beat her to the?
The residency, which everyone's doing now. I heard, and sadly enough, I think we were talking about the other night, and I looked it up. It looks like you two might be doing a Vegas residency.
That makes sense.
Oh,
they're old enough now. You can sit down. Bonnet can sit down.
What's wrong? Bonnet? Yeah. What's wrong with Vegas residencies anyway? People go see your show.
No. There's always been an American connotation about Vegas where it's the pinnacle of money making, but it's kind of loungy at the end of the day.
Well, yeah, but not any.
Not anymore.
It's like you go to a show in Vegas now. It's like and they can put on. Touring is a very, very complicated, very arduous, Herculean undertaking, especially when you want to bring a big show to like remote parts of the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So
stay in one spot.
Put on the most amazing show, and listen, everybody, you can get a flight to Vegas for like $20 for most.
Well, you also get the show for free because the casino will give it to you for nothing.
Exactly.
If you put enough money in the One Armed Bandits, they'll just give you. I got free Sting tickets at the Borgata when I won 10 grand at Baccarat.
Really?
Yeah, they gave me free Sting tickets.
I bet you if you told Sting that, he would have been pissed. He probably would have gone to the front desk and go, don't give my tickets away.
The girl came up to me with the clipboard, gave me a new room.
Degenerate gamblers.
Yeah. She upgraded my room. I had a steam room in my room.
They'll do all that shit.
They did that while I was just playing, and I was only at the table for like 25 minutes. And then the next thing she goes, do you enjoy Sting? I was like, I love Sting. She's like, I've got some really great gold circle tickets, and she just threw them on the thing. Done.
Kieran Kelly guitarist, €10. Thank you so much, Kieran. Hi, Emmett. What were the Enrique tours like? I'd say it was a great gig to have done, Tim. Since you finished up with the other guy, your shows are top class. There's a few messages in here. Dana, always a brilliant guest. Yes, Tim, keep on Rebel streaming there. We're fully behind you, Tim. Getting back to the first question, what were the Enrique tours like? Tell us.
That's his middle name, by the way. Kieran,
yeah. It's spelled differently, but yes,
spelled differently.
That's my middle name. What were the tours like? They were amazing. I mean, a lot of work, a lot of traveling, and an amazing. It's a long answer. I'd have to describe one, but it was a great gig, and I'm really grateful to have had the gig and that experience. Get to play to millions of people across the world.
Can I tell you what I think it did? Right.
What?
So, I've been a friend and a fan for a long time of him and Mr. North. When he started with Enrique, when he came back and did Mr. North gigs, all of a sudden every night was like he was in the stadium. He had this stagecraft about him.
Yeah.
That was outrageous. Out of nowhere. Like, he was always great on stage, but he had now this incredible kind of epiphany on how to stalk the stage and how to use the stage to his advantage. He became instantly, after he came back from the first, I think it was the first or second Riga thing, a whole different entertainer.
His game got much larger.
His game got huge.
You could see it. You could see it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I can tell you one thing that I can definitely point to. When I would be on the road with Enrique, I'm playing Enrique's music, and it's fine, whatever. But I'd come back to New York and I'd play a show with Mr. North, and I was like, oh fuck, this is the music I love. So I actually started enjoying the Mr. North shows more than I ever did before, because I was on the road doing this other thing that's not my thing. It's not my music. I'm playing somebody else's music. So I do know that I remember experiencing that sensation. So maybe that made me better. I don't know.
Dirk, check your phone for a second. Like when you started coming back to our gigs, yes, it was music you preferred playing because it was higher quality and so on. But yeah, your game got larger. You could tell that we were playing bars and small venues, and you were playing to 30,000 people a night. You were performing way out 100 yards beyond you. It was such a difference, even in small clubs with us. Like, it was crazy to see that happen.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess standing on a big stage in an arena, or whatever, we'll do that. I played Wembley Stadium twice. I love to say that.
That's a nice flex. I would use it, dude. I would milk the shit out of that if I can say that. To how many people? To how many people each night? In is that 50?
Yeah.
No, it's the old one or the new one.
The new
101,000.
No. Actually, I'm sorry. The new one. Yes,
101,000 people.
Yeah, but
was it was it full? Was it packed?
No, it wasn't a capacity. These were just to clarify. These shows were not just Enrique shows. They were these big Capital Radio,
like iHeart,
yeah, big festivals with all these artists and whatever. So there's like a stage. It was probably the stage was kind of quite a bit forward because the production area was very large behind it. So you had a good quarter of the whole stand and field behind the stage there were no people there. It wasn't being used. So deduct that from it. I think I want to say 60,000 people comfortably. I don't want to like overstate it. That's not the biggest crowds I've played to. No. Played the stadiums down in like South America and stuff, and they're like 80,000 people. Played the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, and that was 80,000 people.
Fucking hell.
90,000 for concerts.
There you go. So subtract something from a little.
No, 90,000 for concerts.
It depends which concert it was. The only thing I can tell you that the production on this is bigger than most others.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So, like when you two do the claw, right?
And all that.
Does that give you more? It gives you more value
when it is on the round. Yeah, I guess it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't occupy the whole the end part of that.
there's no
The
block
whole
off
thing is empty. Yeah.
In a stadium or arena, the in the round is better, wouldn't you say? Like as a for an audience
It's
member,
better for the audience for
Yeah.
sure, because everyone's got the ability to be closer for sure.
All I know is that, this is a thought I've made public on Facebook years ago. But shit, man, I used to pick up my little bro at school when he was fucking 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever he was, and I'd walk him home. And, I had that flash many, many years later when I was going to Madison Square Garden and going up to the back door and flashing a pass or whatever they gave me, or my name was on the list to go and see my little brother play to 30,000 people at MSG. These were very proud moments, my God. But I would watch the band. I know all the band, right? Obviously, Emmett and all the other boys. We all got drunk many times, right? But I wouldn't give a shit about Enrique. So I'd just be staring at the band. Enrique would have a long catwalk, and he'd just walk past me. I'd just be watching the band, watching everybody on their chops, and then looking at the audience. All the girls, just so many beautiful girls in the audience. It was crazy. But they were good gigs, man. It was always, the mix was always Enrique and guitar. It was always you two. Yeah.
Yeah, guitar was,
No Joe. Joe on bass, amazing bass player, but just never in the mix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy
Didn't you come to see that Terminal 5 gig that
I was there.
Small? You were there.
Yeah.
And you said that was like the best
Best mix I had ever heard, because I heard drums and bass.
Right.
I'd never heard that Enrique show.
I don't know if I went to that. I can't remember. Probably, yeah.
You were there.
You were in New
We were
York,
there
I would
together.
go.
You were there.
Okay.
You were there.
Okay. Oh, yes, I was at that one.
We sat up at the wings. You, me, Paul. We were on the corner. Yeah, you did.
And Dana was there at that one.
Dana was totally there.
I brought. I won't say her name because for privacy reasons, but Emmett's daughter. I brought her along to Madison Square Garden.
That's right.
And we had to leave. She was so terrified of the scale. Just so many people in this huge, enormous dark room. Yeah. She was really like, "Oh my God, where am I? Like, take me out of here." She really got freaked out. I forgot, it must be, terrifying for a little kid.
She was only 7 at the time, maybe.
I don't know what age she was, but I still have video of her meeting Enrique and just being so shy, and Enrique like coming up right up to her and like almost pushing his nose right up to her nose, saying, "It's okay, darling."
Yeah, he was very sweet. He's extremely good with people. He really is. It's actually it's a natural talent he has. I think
superpower.
Wow. Certainly, yeah. He's very good with people.
Wow. Mark Girard, $6.99 for out loud laughs. Also, Timmy, come back.
Timmy,
don't you
come
have
back.
a stream to do?
Hey, I'm gonna go. This is my cue. No, that's my cue.
Okay, brother.
Cue. I'm
Great
gonna
to have
bounce. Guys, thank you so much for having me. I'm gonna go do my own live stream, and then
an honor, Tim. An honor.
If you guys wanna join me or on my stream, feel free to join me. Okay.
Okay, man.
Thanks, Thanks, Timmy.
Dirk,
take it easy.
Always a pleasure, man.
Well, now we can just talk music. It doesn't have to be watches at all.
Are we going to talk music for the first time ever on the iBashers? Danger, Will Robinson.
You do it anyway, man.
I don't do it anyway because you always stop me. And we've got Emmett here. It would be very bad. It would be such a boys' club. It would bore the.
No, we have to take advantage of having Emmett in the room, please. When are you heading back to LA? Is that tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow. Yeah,
flying back
tomorrow.
How long has it been since you've been back in New York?
The last time I was here was 3 years ago, 2019. Right? 3 years ago.
We should have gone to Manducani's. What are you doing later?
I got to meet some people for dinner in the city.
I'll take you to Manducani's, man.
We can go for lunch. I mean, my flight's kind of on the later.
I have to work
tomorrow.
all day tomorrow. My day is shot.
God, I'm sorry.
Next 3 days. We could go get cannelloni.
Oh yeah,
they have great cannelloni. 2019,
when I moved to LA, I remember thinking, I'll get to go to New York like once a year, probably. Once a year, easy. I'll go back there, see everybody, blah blah blah. And then the world ended for 2 years, and then that was it. So yeah, 2019 was the last time I was here.
So,
yeah. Shit, I didn't realize because I've been there, and then
you've been,
and then you. Well, we
all met. We all met here in Italy.
No, we
went to Italy together. We all went to Italy. We all went to Sheen's and spent the better part of 10 days traveling around.
So what's LA like, man? Are you fully assimilated at this point, or?
Yes,
we have a lot of LA watchers in the crowd here.
Right. I really love where I am because I'm not in the city. I'm not in the downtown area or Hollywood or anything. I'm kind of a little outside in the hills. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful place. It's a very nice place to live. It's a very nice place to have your family. Sort of nature's right on your doorstep, and it's lovely. The weather is always nice.
Yeah,
it's great. I like it. I like it a lot. Honestly, I love it. I love it actually, and it's been good to me. Actually, it's been very good to me, work wise and everything else. So, I'm happy. You got to come out. You got to come out someday. Jesus
absolutely.
Christ. Get on a flight for God's
sake. A full crash course in mezcal as well lined up. Got to do it.
Yeah, there's an airport in Venice. I don't know if you know, it's out there in the north part of the lagoon. They have planes that take off, and the
problem with that is that the planes there don't. The directest flight is
the directest.
It's so hardest.
That's a good word. I like that.
Directest.
I like it. I like the directest.
The most direct is Philly. I don't think anybody has a direct New York to Venice flight. Does anybody?
New York to Venice or Los Angeles?
New York to Venice. So for him.
Oh.
So he'd come here first, grab me, and then we go.
Well, yeah, you probably have to do go through London or Frankfurt.
I could go to Philly on American if I took a Acela down to Philly. Why? I could take a nonstop to Venice.
Oh, there's a nonstop from Philadelphia to Venice.
I was toying with bringing his.
Who is going?
And I still might just do it. Just bring him his freaking Rick back.
Oh, travel there with the base?
Yeah, and just say, just pop in for a long weekend,
And when I arrive without his 1970s precision base, do I just say, they wouldn't let me? They wouldn't let me bring it on.
I don't think. I think I would keep the grassroots.
I've never seen that base again. I know it. It just sounds too good on your tracks. I know it.
No, I'm sorry, man. Actually, universal. You know what base I would? This apparently is amazing.
This is amazing.
I don't remember ever playing this.
It weighs 1 million pounds.
That's the grassroots, yeah.
Grassroots.
I was gifted that by Comparin, Gianluca Comparin.
Dude, the case says Gianni the Tony on it.
It does say
Gianni the Tony, yeah. The big sellers.
It is. It just you plug this in and it requires zero effort. You do nothing to it. You just play. You just record.
I might invest one of these days in the only bass that I actually think I need to buy would be a Stingray.
It was Stingray.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that? You're looking for that edge,
that twang.
Well, because the P bass is obviously awesome, but and I'm not a bass player, but so much of the music that I do, I always have to, I double up the bass a lot with the synth or whatever.
Oh, then you don't need that.
That's just his production shit going on.
That's his values, yeah. He just played me a bunch of tracks of like early 80s kind of sounding kind of incredible electronica, but it was like that early Madonna records and Company B. It was sound-wise, everything was so authentic. It was off the charts and great melodies.
Benzo wants to know for $1.99. Thank you, Benzo. Did you meet Anna Kay?
Yes,
he did. Sure.
Lovely, absolutely lovely person. Very, very nice person. Just
are they still together? Are they still? Oh, Dirk. He's all agitated there. He's enjoying himself too much, and he hit the remove button or something. Here he comes back again.
We got booted.
No, you didn't get booted. You hit your mouse or something. You did.
My mouse was there. Like 5 inches away from me.
You're all fidgety there.
No, actually, I think Oisin's right. I think that's what happened.
Did I?
You're all fidgety. It's all right. Fidgety. It's all right, man.
I just realized that I have what do you call that? I do this.
Oh, restless leg syndrome.
I have it.
RLS.
Yeah. I just sit here. When I sit down, my leg bobs up and down.
Yes, Anna is lovely, very nice, very friendly, very lovely person.
Yeah. Nice. And here's one for you, Emmett. This is gonna freak you out. Hunter Lambert.
No, Hunter, dude.
Hi, Oisin Emmett. I tuned in to catch up a glimpse of Oisin, and I got the extra O'Malley.
Oh my God.
Gotta bounce, but cheers to you both. I will do some more catching up later. We'll always have Forza Dorto. That's
What
an
does that
old
mean?
venue.
Who's this guy?
We used to
Venue
play
in
a venue.
Oh.
Hunter is a friend of ours, an American guy, but he was living in Italy back in the mid 90s. He worked he had a contract with the U.S. military. He's a big military base there in Vicenza, in this town that we used to live in. And so we got to know him. A very nice guy. Amazing. But he now lives, he's back in Virginia, is he? Or where? Anyway, wherever he is. Great to, if you're still there, Hunter, man. Yeah, we got to catch up someday.
I thought he was in San Diego, but maybe he went back to Virginia. I'm not sure. I thought he was in San Diego. Last time I saw him was 10 or 11 years ago.
Okay.
Was in San Diego. Great guy. Wow, what a blast from the past. That
amazing, Hunter.
Amazing. Yeah. Very cool. So LA agrees with you, huh? Yeah.
LA's fine. The sun shines most of the time. And the feeling is laid back.
If I could get decent Mexican food here, man, God, Mexican food is just, it's impossible to find here. Decent.
Yeah, come to LA. I mean, forget about it. Mexico, you just go up to a truck on the street, you get the best tacos you've ever had.
We have good tacos. I don't understand the whole taco world at all, but I don't get it. I don't know why people think they're great. I think tacos are kind of benign, but the tacos apparently on this corner, you should have them. They're there.
The taco is just a delivery system for whatever deliciousness is on top.
Maybe it's because you have to eat it with the meat, right? Because I've had it with mushrooms, and it's all right.
Yeah, no, I've had good veggie tacos, but yes, listen. The thing about Mexico, it's all about. Yeah, it's all about al pastor and carnitas, and
that's what I'm guessing.
And the pork belly and stuff, and all this.
The soft corn tortillas are kind of a very creepy texture. It's not your thing. You just want to eat pasta and pizza and drink wine. I have gorgeous pizza in the oven. Did you smell it when you came in?
I did actually. Yeah. I was like, this smells very nice in here. Tacos. I could eat tacos. Probably, I could eat tacos most days. In fairness,
Right.
I know people are taco crazy. I bet you are. You're a fabulous cook, so I'm sure you do.
Just to remind everybody watching, this is an episode of the Eye Bashers going out on my channel. I'm sorry to repeat this if you've already heard it, guys. But we shoot the shit. We did talk about watches for the first 45, 50 minutes, the whole Rolex scandal. But now we're just on to just chat. Is that okay by you guys? I hope so.
I do see a chat that I like. Mark Girard.
Yes.
Emmett should be a brand ambassador for Tudor. Yeah, I want to be a brand. Can you hook me up there, Mark? Does he work for Tudor? I'll wear it.
I want you to have the no date sub though. I don't want you to be the brand.
The black bay is beautiful though.
No, Rafael Nadal is. Oh no, who's the brand ambassador? He's Richard Mille. Who's the brand ambassador for Tudor?
No, it's a soccer player. It's Beckham.
Messi. Oh, Beckham. Right.
No. The Messis of the world are all up in Richard Mille area, I believe.
Is he doing Richard Mille
or AP or something? But it's been Beckham and Lady Gaga for a while.
Lady Gaga reps a watch brand.
Tudor.
Lady Gaga was Tudor for a long time. Wow. I don't know if it's still the case. Beckham has been Tudor forever. Brad Pitt is Breitling. George, of course, is Omega. Mm-hmm. The list goes down, but
Roger just trumps them all because he's the classiest fucker. And those commercials, those Rolex commercials, it's just the most elegant shit. It's like the perfection of two brands. Federer and Rolex. Yeah, it's just mesmerizing. Mm-hmm. It's mesmerizing because you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, you're gonna take the money from Tudor, but do you really want the Tudor? Because you really want the Rolex.
Claudio Drews, you need a stainless steel stomach for Mexican food. Well, you mustn't be having the right stuff, Claudio.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Mexican food is, the super cheesy gordita, abomination, Americanized Mexican food. Like if you go to Mexico and you ask for, gordita.
A gordita.
They'll look at you.
They don't have burritos in Mexico.
No, well,
That's
no, they
Californian.
don't. Yeah, burrito is a California thing. So like Tex-Mex, of course, is a cuisine unto itself that you do need a stainless steel stomach for. But
meanwhile, we all love really, really super hot shit.
Love it.
Yeah, I know this is a superlative question. I hate those kind of questions. But what is your favorite Mexican dish to have with a nice tequila or mezcal?
Any taco, particularly. I mean, like a al pastor taco, which is actually al pastor is
that's all Paul wants is al pastor.
It's amazing, but it was made by Lebanese immigrants to Mexico. Yeah, so they took it's actually the style that they cook it is it's a Lebanese thing. They would cook lamb in Lebanon, and these Lebanese immigrants came and they couldn't really find much lamb, in Mexico, so they used pork instead. So they cooked the pork with the style that from Lebanon. That's because al pastor, meaning the shepherd, and it's got grilled pineapple on it. It is perfection. It's perfection. Eat one of those and then sip some tequila or mezcal with that, and it's kind of all you need for the rest of your life.
Now, for mezcal, the difference between, because a lot of boozers watch the channel as well, and they're interested. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm always talking about wine and whiskey and so on, and every now and then I just touch off tequila. I've actually had some tequila distributors reach out to me and mezcal saying, "Hey, we're sending you a case. And then their case got stopped at customs because apparently sending booze from Mexico to here ain't gonna work. So they sent me emails saying, "Oh, so sorry, it came back to us." I apparently had some fantastic mezcal 12 bottles on its way, and it just never got here. Oh well. But
and you can't just pay the tax or whatever it is.
No, it's not the tax. I'll pay it. That happens all the time with stuff that's sent. But no, there's a legal connotation there about alcohol leaving Mexico coming here.
Oh yeah.
That's a pity.
Yeah. Well, what would you say are the main differences between the mezcal and the tequila? Are there certain moments for tequila versus a mezcal? If it's a very hot day, do you need a tequila with ice in it versus a mezcal? Or, is it Burgundy versus Bordeaux?
It's a little Burgundy versus, or it's probably more like a whiskey versus a Scotch scenario.
One is so much more.
So the Scotch
one is roasted and one is steamed.
Yeah, that's the principal difference between them.
One's smoky as
well, one is so all. Now here's a factoid for you.
Go, I'm ready.
Go. Any alcohol distilled from agave is mezcal.
Correct.
Tequila technically
is mezcal.
Yeah. It's just they started tequila. These guys in around the town of Tequila in the state of Jalisco started baking their agaves in like an oven.
Okay.
Instead of previously how they do it, they'd all load the piñas, the agaves, all up, and they'd light fire under it, and they'd cover it with actually they'd cover it with all of the shredded agaves that they were using before, and they cover it so it's a big smoky. They smokes them basically, so that's where they get that smoky flavor. That's how they cook the agave. But in tequila, it didn't get that smoke thing because they were just basically baking them in a big oven. It was just basically a room that they bake them in there, and that's how they cooked the agaves before they start distilling them.
I see.
And this method from this little place called Tequila then became really popular around Mexico, and everyone's like, "Oh, have you had that mezcal from Tequila? It's tequila, and so that's where tequila came from." So I would say the difference. I mean, obviously, tequila is a brighter. In theory, it's a brighter, fresher taste than mezcal. It's a darker, smokier taste. Mezcal is usually more alcoholic. Most mezcals are up in the 43, 44, 45, even to 50, range, whereas most tequila is 40. Yeah, but there are tequilas in Mexico that you'll find that are like 38, 39, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and they're wonderful. They're so drinkable.
So you'd say like whiskey would be the tequila, and mezcal would be the Scotch.
Yes,
would be the smoky one. Okay,
yeah.
more
So
interesting.
yeah, so I guess the same difference. Like when would you fancy a whiskey versus when would you fancy a Scotch? You know.
I see. J Huggy 4.99. Thank you, Emmett. Like a shawarma.
Yeah,
the fattiness of the pork is perfect for tequila.
Is there pork in shawarma? Isn't shawarma like super halal, which would be like not pork?
no, yes. I think shawarma is primarily lamb.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, not to be a dick.
Yeah, but it's but no, like no, but it's a good point because a pastor is very it's the
It's
Mexican
very fatty,
version
porky,
of shawarma, which came from Lebanon.
Interesting.
And,
Art
So much
Art
great
Van,
shit came from Lebanon.
Art Vandelay, blackened
So much
fish
good stuff.
tacos. Blackened
Do you know what
fish
art?
tacos.
Asheen doesn't know what art Vandelay means.
I don't know what
that
Art
is.
Vandelay means either.
It's a Seinfeld reference.
Oh,
He's an architect.
Here we go again.
No, we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to go there. It's your loss, not mine.
It is
Great show.
100%.
Yeah.
Taco Bell will rip you up, Mark Gerard. Of course it will.
It will rip you up so badly that 15 years ago I had Taco Bell and got so sick from it that I've never ever gone near it ever again.
J Huggy Ford. Oh, that was we already did that one.
It's horrendous.
Nathaniel,
Hey, I have an off the beaten topic. Do you guys know what a scouse is?
A scouse?
Yeah.
Is a person from Liverpool?
Fucking never knew that. I heard it today.
You didn't know that?
Did not know
We're
that.
from Ireland. We would know that.
You would know that because everybody from Ireland wound up Patrick Aloysius McManus and Paul McCartney. They're all scouse. I never heard that term before. I met a guy today from Liverpool. He goes, "I'm not English. I'm scouse." I went, "What's scouse?" Scouse. Liverpudlian. I went,
not scouse.
Scouse. Okay.
Scouse.
Liverpool
like
is actually
like a mouse.
Yeah,
it's the closest big city to Dublin.
It is. It's right there. I never knew that. I love learning new shit like that. Amazing. How did I
87
never know
G?
that?
Tequila can only be called tequila if it is made from blue agave only, and only in certain regions of Mexico. Otherwise, it's mezcal.
Yeah. Well, just one region actually, Jalisco.
Yeah.
Now, do you miss Mexico? You went down to Mexico a lot with Enrique, and also you brought Dana down several times as well. You guys do your honeymoon down there or something?
We did our honeymoon in Mexico. We've been to Mexico a good few times. I've been to Mexico. I think probably I've visited Mexico more than any other country in the world, perhaps, maybe.
Wow.
Obviously,
you ever been to Mexico?
Not counting,
I've never been. I've heard so much. Evan's been to like 120 countries. I've been to like 4,
Baja. I've been to Tijuana.
I think I've probably been to most parts of Mexico. And just a few little areas I have not been to, but yeah, I've been to definitely all of the cities anyway. I love Mexico. It's a great place, amazing people. I just love it. What an amazing place. Ancient culture, unreal, just an amazing place. We always, I think in the US, people think of Mexico as sort of the dirty little brother down there kind of thing, but it is an incredibly beautiful, incredibly cultured, rich, wonderful place. I love Mexico. Absolutely, I can see myself just going down there and staying there.
Wow.
I love
You've
it.
been saying that for a long
Mexico.
time. It was one of your favorite.
Yeah, I've been saying that all the time. San Montenegro.
And this guy's been he's been to Russia, he's been to the Far East and so on tour and tasted the culture. One thing was great about you, Emmett, was that you would get to these places on tour and you could just stay in the hotel if you wanted to. But many times you'd get out there in a taxi and go out and look at the city, which a lot of bands don't do because, it's easy to just stay in the hotel. Sometimes it's not safe to leave the hotel, right?
Oftentimes it's not safe to hotel. I was in... I'd always make a point of trying to. Sometimes I just wouldn't have time. There just wouldn't be physically any time to do anything, Right. You're in and out, and you got to go to work, So, but many times I would always make a point of leaving the hotel. I'd get up very early in the morning and I'd go for walks and I'd just like figure out whatever. But I find that the whole I don't want to call it a myth because I don't want to be irresponsible, but there's a notion that people in the West have about the global South or the Far East or the Middle East. It's got to be dangerous. I wouldn't go outside. Don't walk around by yourself or whatever. And now, granted, I am a white man, and I know that there's an enormous amount of privilege and protection by simply being my gender and my color.
Gringo.
Gringo, wherever I go. So, I'm not trying to say that, if you're like a young woman that you just walk around, unprotected. But I find that it's dangerous. So is it safe? Is it safe? A lot of people are they don't really know. I found that the world generally is a pretty safe place, most places in the world. And the chances are the hometown you're living in right now has the same dangers that whatever you imagine the dangers of some other far away place to have. Somebody from Detroit, for example, wouldn't want to walk around the streets at night in a certain neighborhoods, or whatever.
Jamaica, Queens, or
Jamaica, exactly,
or the Bronx,
precisely. So, so I find that most places are pretty safe. People are generally good everywhere. Really, I mean, we all have the same needs and interests, and we're all trying to make a living.
People are the same all over.
They really are, and that's really what the world is. It's just like a lot of people together. So, a lot of sometimes people that you tour with or who travel a lot, they're a little jaded, or they've been there before, and they don't want to leave the hotel because they just want to fucking sleep or whatever. But I was always made a point of getting out as much as I could. Puerto Vallarta is beautiful.
Patricia T. Love Puerto Vallarta. Am I saying that right?
Puerto Vallarta.
She's one of the most
Puerto Vallarta. Zona Romantica.
It's beautiful. Actually, Dana, my wife and I were in Puerto Vallarta for our 10-year anniversary there, just 3 years ago.
Apparently, Acapulco though is a no-go zone.
Now, see, I've been to Acapulco a few times.
Recently?
The last time I was there would have been 2014, so it's been a while. But however, when I was there was a lot of cartel violence. But I was told by people, because I go out and I talk to people. I'll go out and I'll talk to people, and a lot of the cartel violence is it doesn't affect tourists. I mean,
sure,
by and large,
they're not after you.
No, certainly not. And if you're in Acapulco and you're walking around in the tourist area or with the hotels and the beach and beautiful, you're nowhere near where the violence is happening or any of that potential stuff is happening. Now, there has been a change recently in Mexico, excuse me, on the East Coast in the Yucatan Peninsula, the beach, Cancun, in that area. There has been violence that has killed some tourists, on the beach, like actual, cartel violence has spilled out onto the beach. What has happened was, and this is how Westerners mess everything up. There was an increasing amount of tourists, American tourists, Western European tourists, etc., going down to Mexico and going to the hotel and say, "Hey, can we buy some drugs? Can we buy some coke?" Yeah. So they sort of invited in the drug dealing element that previously had no interest in the tourists, because they were like exporting kilos of coke to the United States through whatever, through the Bahamas or whatever. So that's when then you get these low level kind of thugs that work for, they're dealing drugs on the street. And they're like, "Oh, there's a market for us now at the hotels." People, because the concierges, the hotels are asking, "Oh, we have clients at the hotel here. They
Here's
want to buy
pesos.
Coke.
Get me Coke."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it invited in this sort of like, low level thug element, and these guys are they're trigger happy. They're not disciplined criminals.
No. They're just thugs.
Mackenzie says cartels only care about snitches and their actual enemies. Unless you bother them, you're good. Okay,
I believe that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, that's not to say that, oh yeah, sure, wander around the streets by yourself at night. No, you use your same common sense that you use anywhere else. There is about being not allowed to leave the hotel. I went to Nicaragua once.
Joburg too.
Joburg is.
You told me when you were there. Like, they said, "Where are you going?"
Yeah. I remember seeing. I was in the van going to the venue in Johannesburg, and I remember just seeing a kid, 14 or 15-year-old kid, on the street with carrying an AK-47.
Jesus.
just walking up the street carrying an AK-47. So I was in Managua, which is the capital of Nicaragua, and I'd seen, I read about places when I go before that. I was very interested in the history of Nicaragua since the Sandinista revolution in the 70s and stuff. And so there was a woman, she was protesting. She was on hunger strike in Managua. She was a original member of the Sandinistas. She was like a comrade of Daniel Ortega way back in the 70s when they rebelled against the government, and she was protesting on hunger strike in a square in the center of the city, because at that time Daniel Ortega, who was the president at that time, was basically making moves to keep consolidate power and keep power forever, basically, which is a 180 from where he started off.
Sure.
Anyway, power corrupts, absolutely, right? Absolute power corrupts.
Putin stuff.
That kind
President
of thing.
for life, yeah.
Exactly. So anyway, I really wanted to go down and see this. This is actually a monumental sort of global political moment. I want to see this. I want to witness this. So I asked about it.
4 bodyguards.
I asked about it, and they were like, "Oh no, you can't." No, I'm like, it's like fine. I just call me a taxi. It's on. I can see it on Google Maps. It's only 4.1 miles or whatever. Oh, well, I tell you what, no, you can go, we'll bring you. We'll bring you in the hotel van, and this is the promoter saying this. And a security detail will travel with you if you insist on doing this. And I said, oh, okay, fine, whatever. So anyway, I went with this guy, and he was carrying a gun. And they drove me into the area where she was. It was like lots and lots of people. It's a big political protest, a big political rally, whatever. And she was there, and she was sitting there in the middle of it, like a roundabout, basically, like almost like a freeway. And I got out of the van, and the guy's like, "Okay, come back, just in 10-15 minutes, like just meet us back here at the van." And he was like standing outside the van, just like looking at me as I was moving around. And I just walked up, and I saw all these people, and people, whatever, blah, 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 with big placards, no to Ortega, all this kind of stuff. And I went, I met her, and I shook her hand, and I spoke to her for a moment. Oh, absolutely.
What?
Why not? I absolutely spoke to her. She was lovely. She was at the time, she was on hunger strike. I think it was her 5th day or something. And
the Irish in them.
Yeah. It's amazing. This woman was a Sandinista rebel.
Sure.
In the 1970s. This is an extraordinary person.
I can't believe you got that close.
Oh no, she was talking to everybody. Anybody
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was talking to everybody. She was very nice. And I spoke to her a moment, and I told her who I was and where I was coming from, and I really wanted to come down and see her, and and support and left fist. And she was very lovely. And then the guy was like, "Okay, we got to go," and I got back in the van, and he drove me back to the hotel.
Wow. 2 hours later, 2 hours later, he's on the stage playing a solo.
What was her trajectory after that?
She eventually stopped her hunger strike, and Ortega made some sort of gesture, whatever. But I mean, he's still there, so obviously it didn't go that well. But hey, listen,
dictators don't leave, man.
No,
they just don't.
Power.
It's a job for life.
Power.
Darren Watson, Oisin, enjoy listening to your brother. Excellent. Yeah, man. I mean, fuck, interesting stories, man. They go back.
Thank you.
Someone was saying you're more at risk in London with a Rolex on. Who was that? That was Darren
very
Watson.
true
Troubles wearing Rolex in London. We hear more stories about robberies in London.
London, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. No doubt.
That's a fact, Jack.
Here's a funny one, Claudio drew. Small women with dangerous curves. Yeah, there's a lot of curves down there. Not that we want you to talk about
Nicaragua.
down there. Jingle Skelts, $2. I vote Emmett to become a permanent eye basher. There you go.
He's had an open invitation since day one.
The Jingle Skelts, sorry you remember this. This is all I got, man.
No, but you know what's funny is like we never obviously we're all music guys. We could have like one of the most serious conversations about music, and we never do. We almost always.
It doesn't have to be about music.
No. But it's imagine him.
But so in fairness, Dirk, so far with Emmett, we've spoken about tequila and political, or also borders and international travel. So it can slip into the music, but it can also be about other things. What's happened to Dana? She's not coming on, huh?
I guess she's not coming on. I got no text from
early
her.
days there in California.
I've been looking.
It's also like it's right in the middle of like school pickup time and stuff.
Right, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we wanted you here.
Roar the Tiger. Emmett, my judo sensei of the Kodokan was also a master in Aikido. What are your thoughts on Steven Seagal? Let's hear it.
I listen. I practiced Aikido a very long time ago, so I'm not a current practitioner of Aikido. However, Steven Seagal is just a ridiculous person, obviously, whether he practiced Aikido or not. So
he's a good Aikidokus, though, right?
From what I understand, yes, he is.
I mean, I've seen the videos of him doing this thing.
So there is okay. So in the martial arts world, there's a how do I put this? There's a movement, or there's a faction of martial arts practitioners who don't believe Aikido is a real thing.
Oh.
It's a sort of a little conspiracy theory. So, these people are faking it, or there's no way that guy fell down when he just did that, or whatever. They're sort of, it's performance, it's performative in the same way that the kung fu movies is performance. So Aikido has been a target of that a lot. Then you get the sort of Steven Seagal. Obviously, he is a performer. He's an actor when he was in movies. So he sort of embodies that for these people. He's a very easy person to make fun of because he's ridiculous. He's a ridiculous, stupid hair and his hair dye.
He's a Russian citizen.
He's obviously a ridiculous person. Whether he's practices Aikido or not, he is. From what I understand, I could be wrong, but from what I understand, he is a master. He's a black belt Aikido, Akidoki, whatever. He's like a 6th dan or whatever. Which is important. Aikido is an easy target of the macho MMA crowd. People who do Brazilian jiu-jitsu kind of believe that only Brazilian jiu-jitsu has value. It's an odd thing. I've met a few people who do Brazilian jiu-jitsu who just completely discount the notion that anything else could.
Where did they get it? Brazilians get
this family in Brazil were back in the 70s or something, the Gracies, the 80s perhaps. There's a family in Rio called the Gracies, and a Japanese businessman who's doing business in Brazil. He stayed a lot. He lived a lot in Brazil, and he did business with the father of these Gracie boys, and he was a jiu-jitsu master, Japanese businessman, and I think they're getting the story. Somebody's going to correct me now in the comments, but anyway, I think I'm getting the story kind of right. And this jiu-jitsu master from Japan taught jiu-jitsu to these boys, these Gracie boys, these Brazilian kids from Rio, and they developed their own style that they became Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So that's where it comes from. It's basically Brazilian jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu. It's just a sort of a style of jiu-jitsu. Most martial arts have various styles, depending where they are. Even areas of Japan have different styles of Aikido and karate and whatever. So Aikido is real. Seagal, laugh my ass off. Absolutely.
This guy, Cal, says Steven Seagal, a master of bullshido.
Yeah.
When he first came out, though, he was a serious guy, though. People respected him, and then he just became the kook that he is. I guess
he does some cool shit. He does some cool shit. I've seen what he does. The whole thing with Aikido for me is like the deflection of the attack. It's always somebody comes and attacks you, and you just fucking deflect it so brilliantly. Ray's in the room. Emmett, you're an exceptional and believable guest.
In quotation marks, so I'm not those things.
So not. Yeah, Ray, come on, man. Believable. Seagal is and was a nut job. Gracie's serious. Okay. Ray can be a little
Brazilians do love to
cryptic
self-hype
sometimes.
themselves, though. In general, I've worked with a lot of Brazilians, and they are kind of
They're very
super hyper proud culture.
Yeah, they're exuberant people.
They are exuberant, and they're the most highly sexual people in the world. They're super horny Brazilians.
Yeah, they're all dancing naked on the streets, and
They're all just
they're all
fucking in the
beautiful.
streets.
They're all beautiful. Can I say that? They're all beautiful.
That's
a lot
your
of
ticket. Punch it.
them. Nathaniel says Ray is quoting "Let Me In."
Oh,
Exceptional. I say, yeah.
Exceptional. Okay, believable.
Gotcha.
See, how did we miss that?
Missed that,
We're in the
yeah.
bloody band, and Nathaniel got it.
exceptional.
Missed that.
How all the
Don't miss that
people are in this party are so agreeable.
Ray, we're so sorry. We're so sorry.
How does he know that?
I mean,
I don't know.
Nathaniel, have you been like
they all
going
picked
down?
up. They all picked up
They
on the
played-
band stuff because I keep,
They
mentioning
played that. They played that the other night at Brian Halloran's party.
Was it
They
good?
jammed. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
Ada was terrific.
I'm sure Ada was like eating the drums with his teeth. He
It was a
probably like-
tiny little kid. He played traditional grip the whole time, which was so impressive.
Yeah, he's great with traditional grip. Ada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he actually sounded great. He sounded really good.
he did some great fills. I got a lot of good Ado shots.
Oh yeah, you sent me those
Nice.
videos, by the way.
Did I send you them?
No, you have to.
I will. I just took one.
Or yeah, the video.
I just took the video of you guys because you kind of came out of nowhere and just did it. And I was like, "Whoa!" I'm very bad with that.
Neil McCann, Emmett, my mate Terry Frost from Dublin is into jiu-jitsu, lives in LA and represented Ireland in the Beijing Olympics. Do you know him?
No, I don't.
From Tala.
Okay. Isn't Conor McGregor from Tala?
Conor McGregor.
Jesus,
Isn't he?
proper 12.
I don't know where he's from. Is he from
I
Tala?
think-
Maybe he
I
is from
think
Tala.
anyway.
Yeah.
You probably just learn how to fight on the streets of Tala, in fairness.
Yeah, that would make you, that would
Make you pretty hard ass.
a man of steel, right? All right, guys, we're coming close to the end here.
yeah,
Any more questions for anybody? Thank you so much, guys,
Crumlin.
for hanging on there.
Crumlin.
Crumlin, he's
He's
from.
from Crumlin. Okay.
He's only my height.
Rough.
Yeah, he's not.
Fucking
He's not a heavyweight. He's from Crumlin. Yeah,
He's lightweight. Yeah.
lightweight. Yeah,
175,
Famously a lightweight.
8.
Yeah. Little fella. You'd pick him up while he squirms.
He'd still
and
kick
shout
your
at everybody.
arse across the fucking boulevard, though.
yeah. Beat the shit out of you. Easy.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
No doubt about it.
Dublin 12, apparently. Yeah, Crumlin, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Coming
right,
up on
so
2 hours. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. That was great fun. Great to have Emmett. Thank you
crack.
to Tim Wright for
Thank you, Tim.
his contribution there on the Rolex scandal, the madness going on there. And thank you all for hanging on. Anybody who super chatted, thank you so
you.
much. It's very, very much appreciated. And you guys are, as always, a wonderful crowd and a very smart crowd, an informed crowd to be talking with, to be chatting with. Thanks,
As
Dirk,
always.
as always. Hi,
Shit.
bashers. Thanks for the bash.
It's
And
fun
we
to
will
have a
see you
guest
guys.
like that.
It's
Yeah,
nice
so-
to have a guest right there in studio guest, which is
in studio.
yeah,
In studio.
almost.
We should say
Joe Rogan.
sweaty balls.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. See you on the next iBashers. Once again, if you guys were like waiting for Watch Talk, we did the Watch Talk earlier. This is on the iBashers channel. I urge you to go over and sub to the iBashers channel if you feel so inclined. If not, it's okay. I won't hold it against you. And I wish you all a wonderful weekend. Shane McQuirk, very last moment there. My God, look at that. Just squeezed it in. $5.99. Great show.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, Shane. All right, fellas. Have a great night. See you all soon. Take care.
Bye.